everybody. Welcome to Thursdays at 3. My name is Annika Spalding. I'm the Community Relations Director here at the Amarillo Little Theater. And this is Thursdays at 3, where I come to you live every single week and tell you about everything that's happening at ALT. It's June 20th. How? How in the world is it June 20th? I can't believe how quickly this month is going by. Like, are we seriously getting ready to have the ALT celebration? We'll get to that. Did you check your email this week? Did you hear some exciting news from ALT? Regarding maybe this, I don't know. Maybe you did. If you haven't, why don't you go ahead and check your email? Because in case you missed it, you still have a chance to watch the Leading Ladies of ALT concert by purchasing your very own unique link to view the concert from the comfort of your own home. All the information is there. It's also in your email if you get ALT emails. If you need any more information, feel free to call our box office at 806-355-9991. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to either call the box office or you're going to go online to our website and you can purchase your ticket. They're $20 each. That will give you a unique link. You won't get the link immediately, but you'll purchase your ticket. And then starting at noon on July 1st, all the way through 11:59 p.m. on the 14th, you can watch. So that's a 2-week time period where you'll have a unique link to watch the concert. And you're going to be supporting ALT, which is pretty fantastic. So if you get a chance to do that, please do that. If you know anyone who loves ALT, missed the concert, lives out of town, or was out of town, couldn't make it, whatever the reasons are, get your ticket to see the Leading Ladies concert and support ALT. Those funds go directly to helping us produce incredible live theater. We're getting going on our 97th season. It really helps us out a lot to do that. And let me go ahead and add in, I want to show you our Leading Ladies promo. I'm so excited. There's a promo video that just kind of, gives you a little teaser into what you're going to be viewing when you purchase your ticket. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music. Even if nobody else sings along. You gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music. Even if nobody else sings along. Was I doing the choreography while you guys were watching that video? 100% I was. Vanessa Hill says, oh, you must have missed me. You did not get the email? Vanessa, we've got to make sure you are getting our emails. Then she says, yes, I need to order Leading Ladies for sure. I missed it. Yes, Vanessa, please get your ticket to see the show. And then let us know what you think about it. Give a little comment on Thursdays at 3 once you've seen it, so we can know your thoughts. And thank you for your comment. Thank you for watching Thursdays at 3. Vanessa is such a good friend of Thursdays at 3. So that's very, very exciting. Definitely get your tickets, spread the word. This is such a great fundraiser for ALT. And we just want to keep raising those funds with people seeing this incredible concert, because a lot of people had to miss. It's summer. We get it. You're traveling. But we want to give as many people as possible a chance to see it, because ALT is filled with so much talent. And the talent that was on stage for Leading Ladies is still just a small portion of the talent we have available. This is just a little smattering, a little taste of the talent we have at ALT. And hopefully we'll get to highlight a ton more talent through the years as we do lots and lots of concerts like this. That is my hope, at least. I'm just going to put it out there in the universe as like a hope eventually that we can, keep doing things like that, because it was certainly really well received in the community, which is really exciting. Camp Broadway is happening this week, and we are very excited about it. And I have some photos from Camp Director Shannon Mashburn to share with you from the week. Off to a great, great start. Look at these excited kids. Everybody's so happy. There's tons of fun music and acting going on. It's so fun sitting here during the day and just hearing the excitement from the kids and hearing lots and lots of songs again and again and again. I'm just kidding. It actually really is great. It kind of takes me back to when I was that age, having so much fun at camp and like the anticipation of like auditioning for the camp showcase and things like that. Oh my gosh, they're clearly having the best time. Look at this big group of talented kids. Cannot wait to see what they put together. ALT has the best summer camps ever, and these kids are having the best time. I'm just so happy to be a little fly on the wall while it's all happening. It's so, so exciting. Just to let you guys know, there will be no work call this weekend. Number one, because Noah's out of town. Noah's out of town during the ALT celebration. What great planning on Noah's part. So Noah's going to be out of town. So there's going to be, I had to rib him just a little because Jason's done it like a ton. And I thought, it's my turn. I'm going to rib Noah a little bit for being out of town. So he's going to be out of town. So no work call, but also Saturday is the ALT celebration. It's our big annual family reunion. This Saturday, June 22nd at 8:00 p.m. at the Alan Shankles main stage. If you are going to be there, please, please, if you can, I know it's past June 19th right now. That was yesterday. But if you can, go ahead and call our box office or email Lissa and let them know that you're going to be able to be there. It just kind of helps us get a little head count of like, how many people can we anticipate? Because we're taking care of you guys with food and drink and whatnot. And we just want to make sure that you are well taken care of. Oh, wait, camp director Shannon Mashburn has officially commented. She says 30 amazing middle schoolers on stage in a hilarious show. 30 middle schoolers. Shannon, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm worried about you. Shannon also says camp show next Thursday at 4:00, totally free, which means you can watch Thursdays at 3 and then go see the camp showcase. So you'll just be ALT'd out that day. Anyone who's interested, definitely come and support these 30 incredible middle schoolers who are working so hard on their camp showcase. Shannon says, okay for now. She's okay for now. Let's check in like next Wednesday and see how she's doing. Shannon, you are the best person for that job. Thank you so much for doing it every single year. We are very, very lucky to have you. So grateful for you. Let's just keep moving on. Let's talk about the ALT celebration for a second because this is so exciting. So if you don't know already, the ALT celebration was formerly known, the artist formerly known as the Altas is now the ALT celebration. We've gone through a rebrand. It happens. Jojo Siwa did it. So why can't ALT do it? Okay. She didn't do it very well, I don't think. But ALT did a very nice job of smoothly transitioning from the Altas, where we handed out performance-based awards as well as volunteer-based awards. And now after COVID and like lots of different factors, we decided to just move forward with the volunteer awards, which I think is absolutely fabulous because ALT thrives on its volunteers because of its volunteers. And so that really should be the main thing that's highlighted. But at the celebration, we also get a little taste of the songs from each musical, which is really, really exciting. So we get a season retrospective that Jason does every year that's absolutely brilliant. Get to kind of revisit each show from the season. Come in your cocktail attire. Let us feed you. Let us get you a little cocktail, a little beer, a little wine, a little whatever. Anyone is welcome. Adults, kids, whatever. It's such a fun night. There might be a little pre-show interview situation happening by yours truly. I might want to know a little more about what you're wearing. I might want to know a little bit more about what you thought about the season. What was your favorite moment? Do you like musicals or plays? Do you like both? What did you think of the Academy shows? Let me, just, come prepared to answer some questions and hang out with me a little bit. It's going to be really, really fun. Like I said, Jason does the season retrospective. We're going to feed you. We have drinks. You get to see everybody all dressed up in their cocktail attire. We're going to hand out volunteer awards. We hand out SALT awards, which are like our joking, like what crazy stuff happened during the season and How can we remember that? By giving out an award for something crazy that happened. Someone saved the day, someone did this, someone did that. Keeper of the Flame Awards, people who have been involved at ALT for 15 years or more who are keeping the flame alive, initiated by Alan Shankles. So much stuff happens at this event. Don't miss it. It's totally free. We just want to celebrate you and celebrate our beloved ALT. So come out and join us. It's going to be a really, really great time. Let's go to some comments. Shannon, back to Shannon Mashburn. She says, Thursday morning may be sketchy. Good to know. Good to know. I will be sending my T's and P's your way and taking good care of you. Shannon, I'm not worried about you at all. You do such a great job with this camp every single year. You're amazing. And Vanessa says, I'm an awesome volunteer of ALT. Wink, wink. You are an awesome volunteer, Vanessa. Totally awesome volunteer and an awesome watcher of Thursdays at 3. I really appreciate your support every single week. Thank you for watching and commenting all the time. I'm so grateful for you, Vanessa. We're very, very glad to have you at ALT. Let's keep on talking about ALT because that's what we do best here at Thursdays at 3. Let's talk about getting your ALT season tickets because this is very important. The clock is ticking on not on getting your season ticket packages. You can get those all the way up until like New Year's Eve. What I'm talking about is if you get your season ticket package before July 1st, you get bonus tickets, free tickets for just getting your season ticket package a little bit earlier than you might normally get it. Just do it. Just do it because then you can give those tickets away to someone who's never been to ALT before, or you can bring extra people to come and see Waitress. If you're into that, you can bring extra people to see Drowning Girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really beneficial to you to go ahead. If you're going to get your season ticket package anyway, go ahead and get it in the next week so you can get those bonus tickets. Especially because look at this 97th season. I'm going to give you a second. Just soak it in, take it all in. This is a killer, literally a killer season. Okay. We've got murder shows. We've got Arsenic and Old Lace. We've got Dial M for Murder. We've got Drowning Girls. I mean, our audiences kind of dig the murder shows, and I get it. I totally get it. But we've also got fantastic musicals. The Academy collaboration, A Christmas Story. Such a great show with such great music. First Date, the musical. Such fantastic music. And so great that we're doing an actual like Valentine-y show at Valentine's Day. Anyway, all that to say, it's such a great jam-packed, talent-filled season. Get your season tickets. Get your season tickets. It's about 35% cheaper to get if you're going to see most of the shows or all of the shows at ALT for our 97th season. It's cheaper to just get a season ticket package. These are the upper level season ticket packages. You can get more information at our box office, or if you picked up your ALT 97th season calendar, all of this information is also in there, or you can screenshot this or go to our website. We've got this information in a million different places. Here are the lower level season ticket packages that are flexible. You can, whatever works best for you, we can make it work. Joe and Lissa are the best to help with this in the box office. Just give them a call at 806-355-9991. or head to our website. You can get your season ticket packages online if you want to do it that way. It's a really great value and a great way to support ALT if you love ALT. So there's my spiel on that. The Lightning Thief tickets are currently on sale to upper level members and will go on sale to all other members this Monday, June 24th. Can you believe it? The first show of our 97th season is The Lightning Thief, and it's already underway. They're well into rehearsals. They are also going to be marching in the July 4th parade on the square in Canyon if you want to go support them, and maybe they'll toss some candy your way or your kids' way if you want to go see them march in the parade. They're going to be hot. That parade is like sweltering every single year, but still go support them because it's really, really fun to go out on the square and, check out the vendors and all that. But you'd be sweating on that square on July 4th. I'm telling you. Just to let everybody know, this Friday, the box office will close at noon so the staff can set up for the ALT celebration. So if you need the box office for any reason, either call today before 5 o'clock or tomorrow before noon, then the box office will close. We're going to get everything set up for our big celebration so we can celebrate you guys. And I'm going to I may ask Jason if we have dates for our next. Do we have dates for our next show, audition dates? Did we get an official? We do have dates for that. So we'll talk to Jason about that. I'm about to pull Jason on here in just a little bit because we're going to do breaking Broadway news, but who cares about regular Broadway news when Jason Crespin can come on here and give you directly from his own experience the actual breaking Broadway news, the Broadway tea that everybody wants, directly from our managing and artistic director, Jason Crespin. I mean, I don't want it any other way. That is the only way I want it, is from Jason Crespin. Okay. So I could sit here and read you articles and we have it straight from the horse's mouth. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get to that, shall we? Let's get to our breaking Broadway news. All right. You heard it directly from me just now. Jason Crespin, our managing artistic director, is going to be joining us now to give us all the breaking Broadway news from his recent trip to New York City. You know him, you love him. Please welcome to Thursdays at 3, Jason Crespin. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Oh
That never gets old. I love it. I love it.
It really, really does. I can't help it. Anytime you're on, I'm just going to do it. It gives me a little giggle every single time. I cannot wait. So people don't know this, but I have waited this entire time. So you were texting me and whatever, as I'm sure you were several people while you were gone, little photos and videos and here's kind of what's happening or whatever. But I really wanted to save talking to you in depth about your trip to New York until we got on to Thursdays at 3 so I could actually react in real time. I am so excited right now.
Well, literally, it's funny because I keep forgetting things that happened. I was there for a little bit of time, and so many fun things happened that I was like, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Just because it was a great trip. I was there starting on Wednesday through Monday. This trip I had planned, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to take it or not. In years past, I have back in 2015, I won this contest. Long story short, where I got to go to the Tony's rehearsal, wrote some stuff for that site, and was able to go back in 2016 and 2017, but hadn't gone back since. So it was great to go back and kind of help cover the Tony Awards, at least the rehearsal, and saw some great theater and had some really interesting and exciting experiences that happened while I was there. Some of which we will share today, and some of them we're holding on to until later next season.
Yep. Very, very, very exciting experiences. Vanessa Hill says, Broadway guru, Jason Crespin, we love you.
Oh, I love you, Vanessa. I love you. And then to answer your question,
yes,
we are getting together the audition packet for Drowning Girls, but we can let you know this just in. Auditions will be July 1st and July 2nd for Drowning Girls. So look for audition information later this week, but we will have that packet up next week. But again, audition information will be coming out soon. But Drowning Girls auditions will be July 1st and July 2nd. So
okay, which means get ready to get your season ticket packages by July 1st so you can get your bonus tickets.
Yep.
And also audition for Drowning Girls because that play is awesome.
And I can also let you know, waitress auditions will be July 15th and 16th. July 15th and 16th. So breaking news right here on Thursdays at 3.
July 1st and 2nd, Drowning Girls, July 15th and 16th, Waitress. Fantastic. Okay, let's get to your New York experience. Why don't we go ahead and start with the first show that you saw with friend of ALT and ALT lady, Hunter.
Yes, so I flew in and I landed in time at LaGuardia. Hunter and I were texting, and she said, would you want to go see a show with me tonight? And I said, absolutely. I said, I'll be getting into the city about 7. and we were able to catch a 7:30. She got went and got tickets for Suffs, which was Tony nominated, won 2 Tonys, Best Book of a Musical and Best Score, like music and lyrics, which was the first. The actress who is the lyricist and the book writer, she's the first woman to win those both awards by herself, which was huge. It made Tony history, of course.
And
The
did
show
you
is
know
fantastic.
she also originally performed at the Lyric Theater in Vermont where Kara Clofton performs?
I did not know that.
Yep,
What? That's really
yep.
cool. That's
They
really
were
cool.
just posting about that.
That's really cool. She,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, has written a couple of stuff. She wrote the lyrics to The Devil Wears Prada musical that I saw in Chicago
Oh,
last summer. Elton John wrote the music, and she wrote the lyrics for that. It's now going to be on the West End, starring Vanessa Williams, which will be phenomenal.
my gosh.
And then she wrote. Remember when Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban hosted the Tony Awards?
Yeah.
She helped write lyrics for the opening number of that, and was Emmy nominated as well. So
That
she's
opening number,
wasn't that great? It was like for the losers song or whatever. Yeah, it
oh,
was great.
unforgettable.
Yeah, yeah. So it was great. Suffs, if those of you who don't know, it's a musical about the women's suffragettes that kind of basically went into marches and fought for the rights for women to vote. It's an all female cast. It was brilliant, brilliant production. In fact, I was so happy I saw it with Hunter. At one point, I leaned over to her and I was like, "You have to audition for this national tour." Like, it was like 17 hunters
Oh.
up on stage. It was awesome. If you get a chance, watch the Tony performance of that show as well because it was great. And so, yeah, stamp of approval for me on Suffs. It was a great, great musical. It was a great way to kick off my time in New York.
So awesome. Okay, let's move on to The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, so Great Gatsby. So a lot of the shows have now interesting schedules. Before they used to just have, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Wednesday, no shows on Monday, kind of a thing. Well, some shows are kind of getting away from that and finding other times, which is really helpful. And so Gatsby had a Thursday matinee, which a handful of other shows did as well. But I was like, I'll go see Gatsby. It's there's a song that is always stuck in my head from that show, and it was great. I loved it. It's definitely, it wasn't, it won Best Costumes. I think it was only nominated for 1 or 2 Tony Awards, but it did win Best Costumes, which it should have. The costumes were brilliant. But it was the book, the movie basically on stage. Like the spectacle numbers at the Gatsby party, indoor fireworks at one point happened. The cars, the projections, it was beautiful. I could definitely see ALT doing this show in the future. Colleges all around, as well as Suffs. Colleges will be doing Suffs, I know, left and right, especially because of that huge female cast. But Gatsby was a great, great production, and it was just a perfect commercial type show that I think people are going to love if they get to go see it.
Awesome. Okay, let's move on and talk a little bit about Appropriate.
Yeah, so Appropriate I saw Thursday night. So I saw Gatsby that matinee, and then Thursday night I had a ticket for Appropriate. This is a play, beautiful play. It won Best Revival of a Play. Sarah Paulson, the lead actress, won as well for her performance of that show. It's a cool play. Oh my God, it was such. I had not read it before.
Was
The
it
script is
August Osage vibes?
a little, honestly, a little bit, yes. It's about this family, and their patriarch has passed away months ago, and the adult children. There's 3 adult children that have come together, and they're doing an estate sale and going to sell the house and things like that. There's discourse amongst the family members. One of them brings a new girlfriend who's kind of very hippie, into the senses of the world. The other one has a very more strict wife, and um, you basically come to find out through a photo album that that the patriarch maybe had some skeletons in the closet. Some of the kids defend their father, others accuse the father. It goes back and forth. There's weird things that are happening in the house throughout the show. There's a moment, I won't give it away, but at the end of Act Two, towards the end of Act Two, when one of the little boys in the show runs down the stairs with something that I was like, I mean, the whole audience went, and like, oh, it was so good. And the ending of the show is it's really well done with the set. They do some cool lighting and set elements. It closes on 30th, or else I would recommend anyone, if you're in New York, go see Appropriate. But it inspired me. It's definitely a show that I would definitely want us to look at potentially for the adventure space, which
Mhm.
is always fun. For why I always go see shows to get inspired and see what else is out there and how they're telling stories and things like that. So I really really loved Appropriate.
Very cool, and here is Jason with the leading actress Sarah Paulson after he saw the show.
So kind. She was so sweet
So
to come out
beautiful.
and talk, signed autographs, talk to us all. She was exhausted, you could tell, but it was great. This was leading up to, of course, the Tonys. This was the Thursday before the Tonys, where she could easily be getting rest, but nope, she was out there. And then I did get to see her after the Tony Awards, with her amazing Tony Award there, which was just insane. Just to be like, oh my gosh, like I saw you in this show just a couple of days ago, and now you have won the Tony. So that was really
Incredible.
exciting. That was right outside the Carlisle Hotel, which they have these huge after parties, and one of them was at the Carlisle.
And here she is walking away with girlfriend Holland Taylor, no big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Holland
big
Taylor
deal.
and Anna Via. Oh my gosh, I forgot how to say her last name, but they have an off Broadway play now that's running as well. The gentleman behind Hannah is Corey Stoll. He was
He's
also
in it,
nominated
isn't he?
for. Yeah, he was also nominated for Appropriate. I was hoping he was going to win, but it went to a stereophonic person, which I didn't get to see stereophonic. The line for that, just to even try to get a standby ticket, was insane. So opted for some other shows. So
Okay, let's move on to Cabaret.
yeah, so this was Friday night. I got to see Cabaret at the August Wilson Theater, and I've seen a couple of shows there before. I'm telling you, they have transformed this theater. So you want to get there. I got there an hour and a half before the show started because they tell you get there early. They gave me a little stamp on my hand, that basically said that I was 21 and up. Which the guy was like, "You're over 21, right?" And I was like, "Yes, sir. Yes, I am very much over 21." And then lead
Thank
us
you.
down this like, yeah, thank you. They led us down this like awkward, almost alleyway that they had decorated with some lights and posters. And we went in the back way of the theater into like the side, into the downstairs, kind of seating area, or not seating area, lobby area.
Mhm.
And before, where they like the merchandise table used to be, or the bar used to be, they like gutted it, and it had stages. We were all packed in there. They had this like music, intense music, kind of playing the whole time. They had like a clarinet player and like another saxophone player and dancers like all over this like lobby dancing. You could get drinks. They gave you when you walk in, they give you a shot right away that you take like instantly. Like, here's your shot, take it, go.
Wow.
And then they opened up the rest of the theater, and there's like set 2 or 3 levels. There's like a red bar and a green bar, on the mezzanine and the balcony with performers all throughout. So the whole show, you're like immersed. It reminded me of our cabaret experience for sure that we had at
Wow.
ALT. But you're immediately immersed in this whole world, and then you go into the theater, and they have made this theater now in the round theater, so audiences are on both sides. They gutted the backstage area and added complete mezzanine seating and balcony seating in that space. And so the stage was, this circular stage, and it was fantastic. It was, I mean, there was elements that I loved. There were elements of our show that I loved a little bit more. Things that Alan did with our show that I was like, I loved how we did that moment. The ending was different, and was so creative. There was I was telling, Joe and Liz in the box office, the way that they ended the pineapple song was
Mhm.
a complete unique way that I've never seen before, and I could not stop laughing. It was a brilliant show. It was very well done, and the dancing was so good. It was just intense in your face. It felt like I was at a cabaret in the show, and so I definitely recommend Cabaret.
Very, very cool. Let's talk a little bit about Illinois.
Yeah, okay, so Illinois, I saw this on the Saturday matinee. It's a dance heavy piece, almost a ballet, if you will. I was unfamiliar with the music of Illinois, but this concept album that was out before, basically, Justin Peck did choreograph this beautiful musical, and it won Best Choreography. The premise of the show is really about this guy, and they give you a journal, a paper journal with your program. And if you have time to read it, I say read it because it has journal entries of the main character. So you find out that there's these 3 people in his lives that he kind of, still like has some sort of energy with. So when the show starts, you're kind of confused at what's going on. You see like all these stars at one point, and then these 3 stars, and you're like, okay, these 3 stars, are these the 3 people, like the energy of these people? Well, then you come to find out, he is in a relationship. He kind of wakes up in the middle of the night and leaves, And he has a backpack, and he goes to like almost like this campground, and it's like this it reminded me almost like of a therapy kind of campground, if you will. All these people with lanterns, and it's kind of chaotic, but then they like all settle down, and one by one they each have a journal, and they basically each tell a journal entry that they have. So it's almost like each song of this album is a journal entry. So that's what makes these songs like there's one that was like basically about Superman. There's one song about zombies. There was a song about oh, what was another song? Just all these different elements of the show. Then finally he gets to like tell his journal entry. I don't want to give too much away, but it's about basically how he had a best friend and he was in love with that friend. That friend though was straight and he was in love with a girl. So it was kind of that love triangle, if you will. They moved to New York because the girl and him broke up. He moves to New York. He hears that the girl is sick, so the best friend moves back. He stays in New York, and kind of the what happens if element, if you will, like had he gone
Mhm.
home, would he have been able to help a little bit more? And so he has these nightmares that occur, and he still sees these other friends of his, and kind of their story, and it doesn't not always have the best ending to it. So he has that like trauma still, and
And all told
it's
through
just
dance?
all told through dance. There's
Wow.
vocalists that are playing instruments that sing the songs, but
Mhm.
the dancers literally just dance. And so that's where I felt like it almost was a ballet, but it was, oh, I cried. I cried. It was beautiful. It's a
Oh,
unique show. It's not a show for everyone. It
yeah.
definitely, you kind of want to know what you're going into when you see that show, but I loved it. It was great.
So great. Let's move on to your experience at the Ben Platt concert,
Yeah.
his
So
residency at
Saturday,
the Palace Theater.
yeah, Ben Platt had a Saturday 5 o'clock show, and I was like, I could squeeze in that show between other shows, and so I
For
did.
anyone
And
who
so,
doesn't know, Ben Platt is the original Dear Evan Hansen. You might know him from Pitch Perfect. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah, he is the first person have residency in the new Palace Theater. If you remember, the Palace Theater, they raised this theater 30 feet in the air. This whole building, hotel, theater, all of it, to make some retail space beneath. The theater is gorgeous. It is beautiful. Go up this huge escalator up to the mezzanine kind of area before you go into the orchestra or balcony. And the theater is gorgeous. But I had a great seat for that. Ben Platt has famously throughout this concert series has had guest artists perform with him. You've shown some before, Kelly O'Hara performed, Kristen Chenoweth, and so everyone was kind of excited like to see who was going to be his performance on these because this was his last show date. He had a 5 o'clock and a 9 o'clock, and I was at the 5 o'clock. And so he brought out a special guest, Michaela Diamond. She starred with him in Parade, and they sang All the Wasted Time from Parade, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
Blew the roof off. Just everyone was just in love with the show. And then if that wasn't enough, later on the show, he said, "This is normally when I bring out a guest artist, and in fact, I'm going to do it again." And so then he brought out Broadway performer. Her name is Shoshana Bean. Been in tons of shows. Was one of the first replacements of Elphaba and Wicked years ago. She was in Hell's Kitchen, but because he did a 5 o'clock, she was between shows. So she came and sang a song from Wicked with him, and oh, it was. I mean, the crowd went crazy. It was awesome. The
mm,
other song he has a new album out, so he sang songs from his new album, his past album. He paid tribute to two living or two not living two legends that made their themselves known for playing at the Palace, Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli. So he did a song in honor of Judy Garland. He did a song in honor of Liza Minnelli. It was an amazing concert. It was absolutely fantastic. It's touring. It left the Palace. It's touring this fall. So if you're out and about and you see that you're near where you can see that concert, I say do it. It was well worth it.
amazing. And you mentioned Hell's Kitchen. The lead in Hell's Kitchen, Malia Joy Moon, won the Tony for her performance in Hell's
Yes.
Kitchen. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that Sunday matinee. I squeezed that in on Sunday. I sadly didn't get to see her perform. Her understudy was in. I'm sure because she was getting ready for the Tonys and different things like that. But this musical is the Alicia Keys musical. Has a lot of her songs in it. She wrote 3 new songs for this as well. But it's this kind of up and coming story of this girl that lives in Hell's Kitchen in New York City, who's learns how to play piano and deals with her family life and a love of hers. And It's a beautiful story. The music is fantastic, of course. The dancing was great. It won also for not only lead actress but supporting actress as well. And the piano teacher that teaches how to play piano had an end of Act One song that was amazing. That had some video behind it, just showing the injustice of the Black community with this beautiful song with it. I mean, it brought the house down. And so,
And her
I
Tony acceptance speech in particular
oh
was,
yeah, was perfect. Yeah, I
yeah,
will say I was one of like maybe 12 people in the world that was bummed that she won it. Not because she didn't deserve it, but I was
yeah,
rooting for my Kelly O'Hara. I was
yeah,
hoping Kelly would win for Days of Wine and Roses because I thought she
yeah.
was just amazing in that show. So I was a little bummed, of course, that Kelly didn't win. But I mean, this performer, and this is her first professional gig to go out of the gate, get the lead in the show, and then to win the Tony Award up against amazing talent like Kelly O'Hara. I mean,
Incredible.
it's worth saying. So yeah.
Now, this next celebrity encounter, um, this one had me gagged when Jason texted me this photo. I hated him for a few seconds. I was like, I hate you. He was like, no, he was just standing by himself. And I was like, what? People weren't, I would have been like tackling him to the ground. Here's Jason and Billy Crystal. No
Good
big
old Billy,
deal.
right? Yeah.
Good
I
old
was,
Billy.
I just left Appropriate. I was running over to one of my favorite bars that Jenny Morgan and I discovered. In fact, I was meeting Hunter and her fiance there, called the Freaky Tiki. Shout out to
I was
my
gonna say,
friends
is
at the
this the tiki
Freaky
bar?
Tiki. Yeah, yes, love Freaky Tiki. My bartender's there that I love. Anyway, and so I was passing the theater right next to Appropriate as Merrily We Roll Along, which I had seen earlier in the season. And out comes Billy Crystal, who just got done watching it. And I'm like, "That's Billy Crystal," and nobody has paid him attention, like, nobody even has realized that that's Billy Crystal, and I thought, "Well, I'm gonna say hello," because he kinda looked around too, like, "Is anyone gonna say hi to me?" I was like, "Me, I will." I just
I
said,
mean, justifiable
"Crystal."
for him to be confused why no one is coming
Right,
up.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
and
So
so I
Jason took
said
this photo, and sorry, Raquel, I'm coming for your job. I decided to make Jason this graphic from one of my very favorite movies, and it's so good. Raquel's about to be really intimidated by my skills here. I sent this to Jason.
it was perfect, it was
We
perfect.
all have our talents. This is not one of mine, but I tried my hardest.
It was brilliant, I was dying laughing, and you did that so quick too. It was, like, instant. I got that text back, so well done.
Well, I aim to please around here. Vanessa Hill says, freaking love Billy Crystal. Oh my gosh, I am jelly, Jason.
He was
Yes.
so nice. He was so nice as well. Like, I just said, "Mr.
Which
Crystal, a
makes it
huge
even
fan of
better.
yours." Yeah, and I was like, "Can I get a quick picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I mean, in a way, I think he was just excited that somebody recognized him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he certainly deserves it with his pedigree. Okay, let's move on to Jason on the front row of the Tonys rehearsal on Sunday morning. No big deal. Just former Academy student Ian Avila up in the mezzanine taking Jason's photo on the front row. I mean, you gotta
And
you
it,
gotta hand it to Jason Crespin. He's gonna have a caper.
I mean, listen, it was my 3rd year to be in the front row, and because here's the deal, I know the people now, or at least luckily they remembered me from years past. I wasn't sitting there at first, I was sitting kind of further back, and then the cameraman is looking around, and I was like, "I know what he's looking for," and I said, "Do you need somebody to sit in that front row so that way you can get the camera angle over the shoulder?" And he goes, "Yeah," like he was almost surprised that I knew. And I was like, "Not my first rodeo."
You're
I'm
like,
like grabbing
"This
my
is
stuff.
I know what I'm
Exactly.
doing here."
I'm gonna sit front row. And it was crazy because I mean, I sat. We talked about this a little bit, but if you go back and watch the telecast, I think Cynthia Erivo's family member or somebody is an all white suit sitting in the
Yeah.
front row. That's where I
Yep.
sat, like the whole rehearsal. So between Cynthia Erivo and Idina Menzel's like place cards, basically, that's where I was sitting. Further down was Jennifer Hudson's place card on the other side of me. In fact, I took a selfie with the card with Kelly O'Hara, and I was like, "I'm here with you this morning," and I sent it to her and said, I actually told her, she was like, "Where am I sitting?" I was like, "Oh, you're sitting house right, front row, left on the aisle." Yeah, I got to tell her where she was sitting, which was fun. So,
Oh my gosh.
and
Breaking
then
news.
so so
This just in, real quick, Jason. Marketing director Raquel Moraski says, "Perfect. I got seal of approval. Let it be known on my photoshopping skills from Raquel. Thank you very much. Thank you.
love
Thank
it,
you.
love it. Yeah,
Raquel, never leave. Please never leave. That's what ALT faces if I ever had you. Please, please don't go
hilarious.
anywhere. We're in big trouble if you do.
Oh, that's so funny. It was so funny. I love it. But I was gonna say, for those people who may not understand what the Tony's rehearsal is, it literally is a rehearsal of the actual Tony Awards, like the whole ceremony. They
Yeah.
count you off, the opening number, the camera angles. Um, Almost like 70% of the celebrities are there that are presenting. So what they have is they have these people that are equity actors that do it every year that are in the audience, and they switch around who they're playing, if you will. So when it says that, and the nominees are, and it lists the five people, they are sitting in those seats. So the cameraman or camera people can practice filming those people. And so the presenters, say they list out the award nominees, and so they're all in the audience, and they open up an envelope and they say, and the winner is for this rehearsal only. They literally have to say that every single time. For this rehearsal only, Kelly O'Hara, and whoever is pretending to be Kelly O'Hara in the seat pretends that they won, and they go up on stage and they give a short little thank you speech so everyone can practice how it will be, and then they get like escorted off stage and they come back in the audience to get to the next person that they have to be. Sometimes some of the presenters will come out and we'll hear over the announcement. They'll be like, and now Jennifer Hudson, and the audience is like, and then like a normal person comes out playing Jennifer Hudson to do her thing, and we're like, ah. But
Yeah.
then like other celebrities were there for, Taraji P Henson was not there, Jennifer Hudson wasn't there, but like Sean Hayes was there, and that was kind of fun too because like I was sitting in the front row, so I would look behind me and I could see the casts that were about to perform were there, but then they added this little section that like where the celebrities were like coming to sit down before they had to go up on stage, so I could kind of see like who was coming up, which was really exciting, and that's where I got some of these other photos from as well.
Okay, I know it's getting close to 4, so we're gonna fly through these a little bit, but I wanna
Yeah.
show a couple other pictures of Jason from his perspective on the front row. Of course, looking dapper as always. There's another perspective with the audience. What a gorgeous theater with the audience
Yeah, that
behind
that was
him.
at Lincoln Center. Yeah, it was gorgeous. So you can see
I
how everyone is. I mean, the host.
There's Ariana DeBose, no big deal, just the host going through her opening number, and Jason is just right there. I also have a couple videos that Jason took from his perspective at the Tonys. Let's watch that.
So
I
you can
mean,
kind of see how it's all set up with all the different people and things like that because it's just one of those. I mean, it's a rehearsal. I mean, they've been rehearsing all week, and so they have people that are taking notes and choreographers and directors and all of those things. And so it's always fun to see how it all gets put together.
I also think it's really fun when you're just, scrolling through the Tony Awards Instagram stories, and you just might see someone walk right in front of the camera.
Yeah. So this was
No big deal at all. No big deal. It's fine. Just Jason looking like he's right where he's supposed to be, walking up on stage to take a photo with people. We'll show you later. I don't want to give away the surprise, but to take a photo in between two incredibly famous people.
Yeah, so that was the rehearsal at that point had finished, but they were running the opening number again, and they were going to run the Cheetah tribute at 1 o'clock later. And so I saw that these two individuals had walked in, and I was like, I have to try to get a photo with these two people. I have to try. I mean, there's never going to be another time I will see these two people in the same
Yeah.
room.
Yep.
And I was talking to one of them, which one of them remembered me from another meeting from 100 years ago. And so, but they got whisked on stage really quickly because they needed to run their section of the rehearsal because they weren't here for the run through. And I thought, oh my gosh, and they were great. I was in the front row. They were doing great. Awesome. And then I was like, I really, really, really want to get this photo. So that one of them was leaving. The other one was staying to talk to some of the dancers. And I thought, no, they're about to leave. And so that video is me. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I went up on the stage. I don't know what was in me. I thought, if they kick me out now, at least I
Yeah.
can get this photo. I'm great. But again, it
No
was like
fear.
an iconic, epic photo that I wanted to get, and I got. It was so sweet. I said, "I'm so sorry. Can I get a photo with you guys real quick?" I said, "Never will I ever get the two of you get together." And they laughed and they were like, "Yeah, let's take it real quick." And I took it and then very quickly went off the stage.
I would show that right now, but I really wanna show it at
Okay.
just the right time.
Yeah, great.
So, let's go ahead and look at your photo with no big deal, Patrick Wilson, no big deal at all. I I can't. I can't, Jason, with all of the encounters that you have in such a short period of time, like, it's no big deal.
That was a cool meeting with him. I got to talk to him and said, our theater years ago did Full Monty, which he starred in, and he was like, "Oh, that's so awesome!" And it was a real. He was a presenter for Water for Elephants performance, which was great. And so he was really nice to talk to. And then another person I got to talk to, I watched this performance of The Outsiders. This person is a producer for that, and we all were just in awe, cheering. I mean, we were going crazy for it. She was a couple seats down from me, and we both kind of made eye contact. And I was like, "That was amazing." She said, "Thank you." And then I said, "Can I take your picture with you?" And she said, "Sure." She walked over before the publicist snagged her to go away. But this is where I then got a photo with. I think you have it.
Let me
Yes.
pull it up. Yes, I have it right here. This one
A-
I will not stand.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. What's to be said? What's to be said? Jason meets Angelina Jolie, but he was it did you get this video or did the Tonys get this video
The
of
Tonys got this video. They were following
okay.
Ariana when she was meeting Angelina Jolie, but you see me at the very end of it.
Jason is
Talking
everywhere.
to the host.
So here's the host of the Tonys, Ariana DeBose, meeting Angelina Jolie.
Is incredibly special. Just being here brings back memories. Through ways of places. I got that.
And there was Jason right in the middle in his seat. Unbelievable.
Oh, it
Absolutely
was so fun.
unbelievable.
So fun.
Okay, let's just keep the merriment going here. We got Angelina Jolie. Oh, here's Jason with with Nick Jonas and Adrian Warren, who will be the next stars of the last 5 years.
Which I won't say how I found out, but I found out before it got announced. And I think I texted you. I was like, "Oh my
Yep.
gosh, breaking news. This
Oh
is
my
going to happen
gosh.
on Tony Sunday." I got a picture with Adriana Warren, and had I stayed with her like 10, 15 more seconds, I would have gotten my picture with Nick Jonas, but I moved to my seat, back to my seat. But they were both so kind, so absolutely lovely. So it was
That's
really
always
fun to
nice
see
to
them as
hear when
well.
people are exactly
Yeah,
how you would hope that they would be.
yeah.
Vanessa says, "Shut the front door." Not Jolie. Jason, I can't with you. Yeah. And Carla Fristo says, "Hi, I'm in NYC right now. Jason met us too."
Yeah.
He left
Yes.
NYC to us, and she's been so amazing. Just finished Hadestown. Oh my gosh,
Yay.
Fristos, have the best time.
Yeah, on my way back, I was at the airport as they were getting their luggage, and so I got to hug them and, like, gave them all my good karma and my
Oh,
good juju of New York City, so
well, that's what you want from Jason Crespin. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the photo that we were talking about earlier, where Jason just marched his little cute self up onto the stage like he was supposed to be there. And no big deal, just got a photo in between original Elphaba and movie Elphaba. Idina Menzel and Cynthia Erivo. I am undone by this
I
photo.
had to, I had to. I mean, Cynthia was sweet, she remembered me slightly from when I met her back when she was nominated for The Color Purple, and I was at that Tony's rehearsal, things like that, but yeah, I was like, "When else?" I mean, they both, of course, presented together, it was great, but I ran up on stage and got that photo, and I was like, "Yes,
Uh,
both Elphabas, like, are you kidding me?" Like, oh, I was just I was 10 years old and just so excited.
so Cynthia Erivo will always hold a special place in my heart, as she does in I'm not
Yes.
unique in that. But Brett and I went to New York for our baby moon when I was 7 months pregnant with Livy in 2017. And we went and saw one of the final performances of The Color Purple when she was still in it. And Livy was doing flips every time Cynthia opened her frickin' mouth. Livy was here for it. And of course, thanks to Jason, we got to go backstage. I accidentally bumped into Cynthia and was like, like total moron. But got to talk to her briefly. And then Stellan, my son, was actually born. It was totally random on our playlist, but Cynthia Erivo and John Legend singing uh uh um I may not always love you, but if there were stars above you, na, 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 na. It's the Beach Boys song. God only knows.
Yeah, God only knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's very special to me. But we're holding you guys hostage. So let's go ahead and keep going. Here's another let's talk about this.
So on Saturday night, I had an opening for a show, but then I remember Kelly O'Hara had posted some information about this, and I was like, let me check this out. So at the Tribeca Film Festival, there was a screening of this movie documentary called Satisfied about Renee Elise Goldsberry and kind of her journey to get to Broadway, and then when on Broadway, kind of her as a mother and how motherhood affects, her lifestyle as a Broadway performer. Kelly O'Hara was one of the executive producers on it, so she was promoting it. And I thought, wait, that's Saturday night? And then I saw that after the screening, there was going to be a concert with Renee Elise Goldsberry and some performers. And so I booked myself up to that Beacon Theater and I got myself a ticket, and they had a second row ticket kind of on the side, but it was still an awesome, awesome seat. So I get to the theater that night and I'm like on cloud nine, like sitting in this little seat, so excited. And I realized, oh, these people, there's like performers in like this is a stacked audience. Like Billy Porter's behind, Sarah Bareilles, who's going to be
sitting
performing
behind him. This is key.
Yeah,
Jason's sitting in front of these people.
It was awesome. Leslie Odom Jr. So they perform. So okay. Also, fun fact. So, sorry, little quick story. Yeah. I was sitting next to two people I didn't know. One of the girls, I was like, oh, how fitting that the Beacon Theater, that this show is at the Beacon Theater, because this is where Renee won her Tony Award when she won for Hamilton, this same theater. And the lady was like, I was here. I was up in the balcony. And I was like, I was here too. I was at the outdoor stage. And so it was like, yay, this is so cool. So we're watching the movie. There's a section when they get to the whole Tony Awards of Hamilton. And I freaked out because I saw my arm in one of the videos because it was Leslie Odom Jr. I was again sitting in the front row of the Tony rehearsal. Leslie Odom was next to me. He was filming a thing for Broadway.com blog, but you see my arm. And so I like geeked out. I was like, that was my arm, thinking that was it. Well, then like 2-3 seconds later, they show an outdoor video of the stage of the Tony Awards when Hamilton performed with Leslie Odom taking the video. And it shows me, my face. I'm like, bah! So for 2 seconds, I was in the film and I got so excited. And this brand new person I met was like, there you are. So it was just like one of those, like, didn't know that was going to happen, but it was a cool moment. So then the screen goes up, we're applauding. Ariana DeBose, in fact, she hosted that night as well, the night before she like welcomed all of us. Anyway, so screen goes up, Renee's singing. Sarah Bareilles comes out and sings a Waitress song. Leslie Odom Jr. comes out and sings a song with her from Hamilton. Kelly O'Hara came out and sang. I think I sent one photo just to you of how close I was. But there they are just singing. Like, that's how close I was. It was insane. Phenomenal performances. Got to talk to Renee afterwards. She closed, her encore song was a song from Rent. Oh, it was so good. I filmed it. I posted it, in fact, in the our Rent cast Facebook group. It was awesome. Well, then, needless to say, I found myself at the little after party at that was for this concert, and I was able to kind of meet and greet with a lot of people. One of the persons that I got very excited to like spend a lot of the evening with was a songwriter, if you will, to an upcoming musical that we are working on. And I got to talk to her about it, which was really fun. And so that was, I think, one of like my Saturday highlight was getting to talk and hang out with this person. Just good old Sarah Bareilles.
Are you kidding me?
It was so surreal. I was like, oh my gosh. And I had done a thing with her. I did tech for a thing called Stars in the House when she did Girls Five Ever. Anyway, she didn't remember me from that, obviously, but I had worked with her before. And so I said, we're Amarillo Little Theater, September 5th through the 22nd. We're doing Waitress. And she just gushed about how she grew up with community theater and how she loves community theater. And when she was writing Waitress, she couldn't wait for community theaters to be able to do the show. And so she was very, very kind. And so got to talk to her. That night I got to talk to Norm Lewis. um, the creator of Girls Five Ever, Meredith Scardino, an actress from that show also called Paula Pell. So that was a really fun night, just hanging out with these people, talking about what was going on at good old ALT.
I mean, Jason is like the living, like there's improv where you say yes and Jason just like lives that every day. He's like, how can I extract the most out of this situation that I'm in right now? And then he somehow manages to do it.
Well, and then the crazy thing was, literally the next morning, I'm at the Tony's rehearsal front row. Out comes Renee Lee Scolsbury and Ashley Park to present an award. As they're presenting and like somebody's giving a speech, she sees me right away and waves at me. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I know this guy." And I was like, basically at one point, I just had a conversation with her as like some fake person is giving a fake speech. I'm like, "Last night was amazing." She's like, "Thank you." I was like, "I cried. Like, thank you so much. It was so good." She was just, it was
He's
just
not
cracking me
lying.
up.
Let's go to the videotape.
It is a village of collaboration. Thank you to the wonderful cast and crew. This belongs to all of you for helping make magic happen every night on the stage. Keep making art, please. We need it. Our world needs it. It's so important. Thank you.
Woo, woo, woo!
Please welcome a Tony nominee and
So you can kind of see, like, they're not in makeup, they're in like comfortable clothes, like
Yeah.
everyone's just chill at the Tony's rehearsal. But it was fun. And I don't remember, but the same kind of thing happened with Ben Platt. He came out during one of the segments. I was like, I saw the 5 o'clock show. We like had a little encounter. So that was really fun, just to even talk to the people as they were like waiting for speeches to be done or things like
Jason
that.
also
So
got a shout out from his friend from the Tony's rehearsal stage.
I think we all feel like insiders tonight. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I just want to say thank you so much. I want to thank my team, I want to thank my family, I want to thank my friends up there, I want to thank Jason. I'll tell you about everything.
Oh, thanks so much.
Exit. Thank you.
Exit.
yeah, they're like, we gotta wrap it up.
Like, shut up.
Oh, it was so funny. So like I've known her for a couple years now from past Tonys, and I said, "Hey, if you win, say my name." And she was like, "On it." And that was the first when she won the first time. She was like, "Jason." I was like, "Yes." So that was really fun.
Just the moments that you're able to create just by saying yes and putting yourself out there. I am just forever impressed. Forever
Well,
impressed.
very kind. Very
Speaking
kind.
of being forever impressed, let's take a look at Jason's outfit for his Tony watch party because
I did
what?
recycle the suit. I recycled the suit from Leading Ladies, but I thought nobody in New York has seen that suit, so I just added a bow tie and zhuzhed it up a little bit. I went to a dear friend of mine. I went to the Seth Rudetsky Tony watch party at the Triad Theater. It was super super fun there, and then met some friends afterwards. My dear friend Ruthie, but then got to just really quickly meet some people after the Tony Awards, which was really really kind of fun.
Let's meet some of your other dear friends that you ran into after your Tony's watch party. Like, I don't know, the host of the Tonys.
So this
That's
photo was
amazing.
this photo was funny because I had asked to try to get a photo, that video with her after her meeting Angelina. I was like, "Mommy, can we get a photo?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then she kind of forgot. So then when I saw her later, I was like, "I never got my photo." She was like, "Let's take it now." And so that's when we took that photo. So
Now, the absolute best are these last two photos that I'm about to share because I love this person, but after chatting with you and finding out that he is just as lovely as he seems,
mhm.
really made it for me. Let's go to the footage of Jason with now Tony Award winner Jonathan Groff. What?
Yeah, I got to meet him afterwards, and I mean, the kindest person. I talked to him real quick. I said who I was and things like that, and he was just so kind. And I talked about how kind he was and how just humble, And I was like, "Can we get a photo?" And he said, "Yes." And so then I think his brother is taking this photo because his parents are right there. And he was like, "You got to hold the Tony." And I was like, "Okay." And so that's me holding his Tony, and us just being excited that he won. So
What do you say? What do you say about a guy like that? I mean, just it makes me feel like that would be you if you had just won a Tony Award. That's exactly what you would do.
well, yeah, and I think later on I heard at other parties like he was just passing his Tony, like, please, like, y'all take photos with. I think it was still surreal that he had won. But and he had one of
Ugh,
the best speeches of the night. He was so heartfelt with his speech. So yeah,
so
that was
amazing.
my quick trip to New York, and again, I saw so many fun friends and past academy students, and ate great meals, and had a great trip, and luckily, I mean, saw some other folks as well. Those were kind of like the highlights for sure, and it was a good trip. Have so many ideas. There was a section in Illinois that I was like taking that for my production of Waitress. Like I just felt like I just like filled up my creative cup. So it was a well worth trip for sure.
Well, worth it for us to just get to live vicariously through your experiences too. And what a great way to, get ALT's name out there and, get inspired for shows you're going to direct here. I'm just so happy that you got the chance to do that, but also just that you got to, I know you don't rest when you go on vacation, but rest the Jason
Yeah.
Crespin way.
Yeah, my flight back was, whoo, that flight got later and later as it got delayed and delayed. And whoo,
Oh
Tuesday
my
when I was in the
gosh.
office, my eyes were puffy. I was like, I need sleep.
Ugh,
But it
ugh.
was fine. And I will say, not anytime too soon, but just everyone be on the lookout for maybe a special promotional video coming up this season.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. This wasn't the right time to share it, but further into our 97th season will be an appropriate time to share it, and you're gonna love it. You're going to
I love
absolutely
it.
love it. That's gonna be it for us at Thursdays at 3 today. But Jason, thank you so much for doing a deep dive on your New York vacation
Thanks
with
for
us.
having me. So fun.
Guys, come to the ALT celebration on Saturday. It's going to be such a great time. Let ALT celebrate you. You are the reason why we're here. We want to celebrate you. Look back at our incredible 96 season, gear up and get pumped and inspired for our 97th season.
Yeah. And somebody asked me, they're like, "Are kids invited?" Yes, all ages. Oompa
Yes.
Loompas, you helped with the show.
Yes.
We want to see you. Everyone in all ages. It's not just an adult thing. It is all ages are welcome. We'll have non-alcoholic beverages. We'll have some snacky. We're not gonna like feed you a meal. Like so, don't come
Right.
like starving.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you some like some
Little
grapes and
nosh.
cheese and
Little,
crackers and
yeah.
little nosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll have drinks here. It's a big family reunion. It's gonna be a fun event. So come.
Definitely come and celebrate with us. Definitely, if you missed Leading Ladies, call our box office or go online and get your ticket. And then
Yeah.
when the time comes, you will be emailed your unique link to see that. But go ahead and get your tickets now. It helps out the theater. It's a great fundraiser for us. And spread the word if you can.
Yeah. It was an
Yeah.
awesome concert. You're gonna want to watch it.
You're gonna wanna watch it. Okay, that's it for Thursdays at 3, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week on Thursdays at 3, but before that, we'll see you at the ALT celebration, 7:00 PM for a little cocktail hour. 8:00 PM is when the ceremony begins. Family friendly, kids are invited. If you are in any way associated with ALT, please come and join us and let us celebrate you. We are so
Yeah.
excited about it. Jason, thanks again for joining me today. I
And
love
don't
chatting.
I love chatting with you. And don't forget Camp Broadway show, what, 4 o'clock
Thursday at
next
4.
Thursday? Thursday at 4.
Next Thursday at 4
Come support
o'clock.
these kids. A free show. Come on
Yes.
down. Main
Yes.
stage.
In fact, really quickly, let's watch a little video that I missed of them real quick.
Oh, okay.
Jason. Oh my gosh, what a perfect way to exit out of Thursdays at 3 today. We love you guys. We'll see you on Saturday at the ALT celebration and have a fantastic weekend. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.